Welcome back. This part we're going to focus on the weathering.
Okay, so we left it off where we did the decals, and then I did a clear coat to seal all those decals in. Now I'm a little bit worried they didn't adhere very good, so they might still come off when I rub off the wash. So fingers crossed they do stay on. Like I said, I did put a clear coat over it, so hopefully it stuck it down nicely. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do for weathering right now. I'm definitely going to start with wash for the panel lines, and then from there I kind of want to see how it looks and kind of assess it and whether I go for oils, that kind of stuff. So for sure we're going to do the usual clay wash for panel lines, and no surprises, I'm going to use the Florimore's Dark Dirt. I have this in stock. I know UMP do a clay wash, and some other companies too. I guess they're all pretty much similar, but the beauty about the clay wash is that if you make a mistake with water, it just washes right off, doesn't damage any paintwork or anything like that. And yeah, so this bottle right here, they get pretty expensive now. They used to be super cheap, but with shipping and whatever, they are getting up there in price, but they do last a long time. Like one of these bottles probably lasts me at least 2 or 3 years, and I build quite a lot of models. So different colors available. Dark Dirt is going to work beautifully with this blue and the gray on the underside. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to do like one section of wing here on the upper and lower, just kind of show you, and then you can see the side-by-side comparison of how it looks before and after. So I've got myself a little like plastic cup here. These are just little shot glasses from Amazon. You get like 100 for like $5. I think they're kind of for saucers, and you get lids and stuff. So they work really good. So just a little drop of tap water in the bottom. I just find a little bit of water just really helps this. I gave it a good shake, and just gonna add a little bit to the, actually it's a little bit too much water, so I'm just gonna take some of this water away. And just really need a drop in the bottom there. Okay, we don't need tons of wash. And just gonna mix it up a little bit with the water. And all we're gonna do is literally just rub it on all over the place. So I'm just gonna move this on camera a little bit. We'll do this side right here. So I'm just gonna like this. Boom, 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 boom. I want to avoid the metallic parts too. I don't want a bunch of dirt wash on there, so I'm just going to go around it carefully. And you know, we'll go halfway up the spine. Okay, so that side, and then we'll do some on the other side, so you can see comparison with the light grey. There's not a ton of panel lines under here though, but just go down the middle here. Again, just slapping it on. Don't need to be careful with this stuff. Again, just covering all the panel lines, avoiding the metallic part. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. So that's it. So that half, top half and the bottom side there. So I'm just going to actually now I've got to, you know, it'll be fine. I'll just place it and do a tape pierce it like that. So I'm gonna leave this now for about 30 minutes for it to dry, and then we'll come back, and all we're gonna do is literally wipe it off, and then it will leave in all these recesses. It should leave the wash to pick out all the panel lines. So again, about 20-30 minutes, and we'll come back and I'll get rid of the wash. All right, so regulars on my channel see me do this a gazillion times. So basically take kitchen roll, kitchen paper, rip it up to a small little piece like this, about 1 inch square, and what we're going to do is basically rub it off. Like easy as that. See, it just comes right off. What you can do too is lick it a little bit, and it will just come off super easier. And just, again, I'm being a little careful with these decals. Again, I'm not sure if they can rip off or not. I'm a little bit cautious with these. It's dirty, so I get another piece, and just going to go with direction of the airflow. So being a jet, it's going to be front to back or back to front this way. If your helicopter, it's up and down. gonna rub it all off. And this is just your first stage of weathering. I mean, you could just leave it like this. Depends how grubby you want to get. As you guys know, I like to really grubby and mess up my aircraft, like dirty. So, mount from the camera. I just want to be really careful on here too, because it's just glued on with a couple of drops of glue. So I just want to be very careful with my finger behind it, so I don't put too much pressure and rip this thing off, because it's very easy to do. Okay, and there we go. So that side we've done, and that side we've not done. So hopefully you can see the difference on the camera. See how different it is, how you pick out all those lines. So we've not done that side, and that's that side. So that's basically what a wash does. It just picks out those panel lines and just adds a little bit of visual detail. Also, I find with camo patterns too, it really kind of brings it all together once you've got the wash on. The colors all mingle a little bit. They kind of blend a little bit easier than on that side. They're more stark. On here, you see it's more blended with the lines through, the panel lines. So I might want to go over this one more little time, just a little bit more, just get some of this more of this off this. I mean, it's up to you how far you want to go, how dirty you want it, but I think that looks really good. So now we're going to do the other side real quick. I'm not going to do it all, I'll just show you a little bit, but light gray is going to look really good on this side. So let me get another little kitchen roll, get a little lick. Hope if I lick it on the side I'm rubbing. And again, this is going to be grimy down here because underneath the wing, so I don't like to go too crazy, but you see the kind of effect we're getting there, so just leave a little bit there. And for hard to reach areas too, you can just use a Q-tip and just kind of get in there. Even though there's no lines on the nose, I just put some on just to rub it on, so again, so it kind of blends it, adds a little weathering, so it's not bright white. Run down the middle here. Oh, canopy's coming off. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera mount here. It's wiggling the camera a little bit, but there's all kinds of textures and stuff going on here, so it's good grabbing it and looking really good. Again, I want it spotless because it's underneath an aircraft on that aircraft carrier. So this thing is going to be grubby and dirty. And that gives you a good idea. I've got a little bit left to do down here, but again, you see on the grey, so this side we haven't done, and this side we have done. So you can see the difference. It's all grimy down here in the texture. Here it's all very clean. There's still a lot more to get on here in the corners and stuff, but I can do this a little bit off camera. So that gives you an idea to wash. So that's basically it. I mean, you just put it on with a brush, leave it half an hour, and just wipe it off with some paper towel, and just lick the paper towel. It'll come off a lot easier. But you get the idea, again, what it looks like. And on this side, again, the wash. It's nothing too crazy. It just subtly picks out all those lines and just really kind of makes them prominent. And these have really nice recessed lines on this too. So pick out all the rivets. You see all the rivets and stuff too, where on this side you can't. So that is basically it. So that's a wash. So I'm going to go ahead and work my way through the whole thing. So all these wings and tails, all the rest of it, get the wash on. Exactly the same way. And I'll come back when I'm done. Also, you can see now, I think, why I do these things separately. So we do wings, we do stabilizers, tails, the canards. The reason we do it separately, again, you know, makes it so much easier to work with. We're not going to break anything off. We can rub it all off, get it clean, get it grimy, and then if we come back with some oils, we can do that a lot easier too, and when it's all attached to the aircraft. So some sections is definitely the way to go. So cool. So that's the wash. Let me go ahead and get working next half an hour and get all the rest of the stuff done, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got all the wash off. It's the following morning, so it might be looking a little brighter on the camera because we've got this daylight. So looking really good. As you can see on the camera, hopefully, all these lines are picked out, this beautiful detail, and it does look 100 times better than just having no wash. Down below here, a little bit more grimier. I think part of it too was I didn't put so much gloss coat down here, plus it's a little bit more textured. So it kind of grips a little bit more, which is kind of the effect I was looking for. So the reason we use the gloss coat again is just so it just wipes all off and just leaves the panel lines. If you want it more grimy and dirtier, then don't use a gloss. You maybe use a satin coat. If you use a flat, it's going to stick everywhere and be real messy and real hard to get off. So the gloss coat is just really ideally just designed just to leave the panel lines. And again, it's a little bit more rough texture down here, so it kind of grips a little bit more. And as in real life, it's a little bit grimier down here, which I kind of really dig. So again, you can probably see it here really clearly here on the wing. If I catch it in the light, you can see all the panel lines are really kind of shown nicely. The dark dirt is not too much in your face. If you like the anime kind of Japanese look, you can maybe go to black wash and make it real prominent. I kind of like that, to be honest, the black wash. But for more natural, the dark dirt does a good job with these kind of colors like grays and blues and stuff. And again, I'm not sure if you see finally on the camera, but all the rivets and stuff you can see now. So that's done. Now we're going to do, you notice the canopy's come off. I just need to put this back on. What we need to do now is basically the final clear coat for the whole thing, and that's going to be a clear flat coat of XF86. Now this has been around decades, and all these new products come out and stuff, but still tried and tested. Good old-fashioned XF86 does the trick, and does a great job. So when I put this on, I don't like to hose it on and just real thick. I kind of put a nice coat down, and so it's not totally flat, but you know, if I put down light misting and work on it, it kind of creates more like a slight sheen. It's not totally flat, but a little bit flat, and still can kind of catch it in the light, which is more like the realistic look. If you just really hose it on thickly, you get really deep flat finish. But XF86 for a flat coat, and this will be our final clear coat of the whole build. So we're going to flat coat it all, get rid of this glossy shine. And yeah, so what we did it right now really because the next stage I'm coming back with some neat oils. So with the oils, you need a flat coat for it to grip and stay on the model. If I put the oils on right now with a gloss coat, it's going to wipe right off and it'll be pointless. It won't stick. So you need that texture from a flat coat. So yep, I'm going to spray boost, spray everything we have here with the XF86 to create the flat coat, and I'll be right back. Right, so the flat coat's on, and as you can see, it's looking much more natural. Obviously got a big light shiny on it, but from above, but it's looking more natural. If I turn my light off, there you can see natural light, how we're looking, and looking really cool. So put light back on. Okay, so a couple of things. So I stayed away from exhaust nozzles. I'm pretty confident my airbrush, I didn't need to mask it or anything. I just avoided the area because I still wanted some sheen and some, you know, don't want to affect the metal. So I airbrushed around it, avoided the metal area at the back here. And secondly, if you see me airbrush, I usually about, I don't know, maybe like a couple inches away from the model, low pressure. I go very close. But when you're doing a flat coat like the XF86, I come right back, so maybe like a foot away, and spray it from further away. That way you get a flatter look, and it looks it's get way more flatter than if you're going closer. So the flat coats come back a foot and spray from distance, but normally I do spray. My normal paint's about an inch or two away from the model. So that's pretty much it, and you can see through here, like some of these parts we've done. I got the wash on and the clear coat. How we're looking. Again, I don't hose it all on, do a real thick coat, just kind of sprayed it on. You see there's still a little bit of sheen on there, which gives it more of a natural kind of look than a complete dead kind of flat like some armor and stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear all this away from the bench and get some neat oils out, and then we're going to add a little bit of neat oils to this. I don't go too crazy, but we'll definitely add some oils to kind of just accentuate and add some more weathering to this beautiful looking aircraft. Alright, now we've got the flat coat down, we can come back with some neat oils. So, you guys have seen me do this a million times. So, Abteilung 502, high quality oils. Don't skimp and get cheap stuff. I mean, these aren't really expensive when you consider it. This is, what, $5-6 a tube, and I've had this 4 or 5 years. So, this lasts forever. So, little paper towel down just to absorb any of the linseed oil that's in here. I'm just going to put a couple of dots down. So this is going to be smoke. And see how much, very little you need. So that's smoke. We'll do some Starship filth. And finally, we're going to go with a little faded dark yellow, which is great for hydraulic stains. It's actually orange rather than yellow, but again, just a tiny little bit needed. So put these on my paper towel. I'm just going to tighten these tubes back up. What else I got? Got some odorless thinner. Use really any type. This happens to be Abteilung 502. I'm just going to put a little bit in the top. Now, the thing to note with these oils and this thinner is one little tiny drop of this will wipe everything off. It's very strong. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm taking this wing section to kind of show you, even I'll walk around the whole aircraft, but basically I'm just going to trace some of these power lines and then use the and kind of blend it in with using a couple of soft. This is more of a rough kind of brush, and this is a soft brush. So what I'm basically going to do is put a little bit of thinner on my brush to get it kind of wet. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of, let's start with Starship filth. So I've got some more brush. I'm going to wipe off the excess. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace this panel line. Okay, and we want to do one where it's a line down here. I'm going to do something along here. Okay, well, I'm going to take my other brush, which is dry, and just literally just blend it. Just needs a little bit of, I'm just adding a little bit of a thinner, just getting it moist to have it flow a little better. There you can see I'm just blending it. Like that. And hopefully you can kind of see a difference there. Now other things you can do too is I'm just going to take some smoke, slight dark color, put some random dots here and there. And then all I'm going to do then is just create the streak. Again, going with the airflow, so going down the flaps. And this is the key why you need a flat coat, because if you didn't have a flat coat, it wouldn't stick. And there you kind of go, see what I've kind of created there. So I bring one of my wings on, which I've not done, compared to this. And let me turn the light off again so you can see the natural light. There, kind of see the difference? So that's kind of what we're doing. So that's what it kind of looks like on the blue colors. And if you go too strong, you want to get rid of any, just literally just Q-tip in a little bit of your thinner, wipe it, and it'll come right off, no problem at all. This will take a couple of days to dry fully, so you have plenty of time to work with this stuff. So let's continue. Let's continue with like what I'm doing here. We're using Starship filth for the panel lines, and we use the smoke for the streaks. So again, I'm just following the line right here, and I want to create some going down this way. And we're going to do some across the flap. Oh, a little too heavy there, so I might need to come back and take some off. Don't have to be neat at all with this stuff. And like that. So again, come back with my brush, blend. just moving around. You know, if it's a little bit strong, just move it down the flap. Just blending this in. We've got the softer brush. I don't think this works so good. I think this is more kind of firmer, and I think this brush just works a little bit better. This is from Michaels. This is just, that's a brush type. Just a cheap $2 brush. Actually, I think from Aaron Brothers, so they went bankrupt. And you are going to see some of this because obviously the wing's going to be in the up position. So and then with the darker color, oop, heavy with that one. Again, we can create some streaks going down. Okay, so that I don't like, it's way too thick. So let me show you. So dip my Q-tip in, and like that it just wipes away. And then we just come back in. Oh. And that's just gonna dry. But yeah, see, just wipe it away as easy as that. So I just want to put this line back in. Oh. Too much again. You know, the problem is now this is wet, so you got to really dry this off. And also, you see what I'm doing with paper towel here too. You can wipe off some of the. You can wipe off some of the extra as well in here. See, like it's a little bit too heavy. Just kind of mute it down a little bit. Same with this side. When I'm touching the flaps, I'm holding my finger behind it with the weight, so I'm not going to snap them off. And then finally, what you can do is just a couple of hydraulic stains. So just, this time I'm coming with the orange. Just clean my brush off a little bit. Pick a couple of spots. Again, a little bit goes a long way with this stuff. You don't need to go crazy with the oils. And there you go. So that wing's done. That's simple as that. So again, if I bring in this guy, see the difference with clean to the oiled. It just adds an extra little bit of dimension to this and just makes it, I don't know, to me it just makes it a little bit more, well, heavily weathered, and also I just like the look of this. So that's it. You can go as far as little as you want. Again, if you don't like it, just a little Q-tip with oil, with enamel thinners, and it wipe right clear. So that's pretty much it. So I'm going to spend a couple hours of work for the whole aircraft, and I'll come right back. Right, we're done. I'm actually really happy how it looks. So hopefully you see on the camera there again, just picking up just that extra level like dimension to this, and just really creates the from nice paint work to the wash to the oils, and we still got nice metallics back here we've not touched. But yeah, looking good, I think. So that's the main fuselage. Oh, show the underneath. A bit grimier on the underneath. And then we got like the wing. Oops. We got the wings. And the tails. And all the rest of the stuff done, so it looks really good. So what we'll do is, as we got the door, the gear doors, and all the other little parts we haven't done yet, they'll be weathered exactly the same way as we just done. So there's a big piece of oil there, which I'm going to wipe off. Okay, so one thing I should note what I did do as well is, once I did, you saw what I did earlier with the brushing and buffed it in with the brush, blended it. I had this little piece of paper towel, and what I did then too was just kind of ran it over the lines. Again, it just took off some excess and really kind of muted it. Now this is just pretty much just on the last couple of hours, but this overnight this will dry down to look more subtle and won't look quite so some in your face, I guess. For some reason I got some extra oil on here, I guess. I'll just wipe it off real quick. And again, this is foolproof. If you don't like it, just add some thinners and just wipe the whole thing off. It's real easy. So looking really good. So I'm just going to leave these now for a couple of days or so. I don't need to do anything with this. This is essentially done now. This main fuselage, all tails, the rest of the stuff is done. So next up, we'll start gluing the tails on and working on all the other parts we need to do. So that pretty much wraps up the weathering section. I say this is pretty much the same technique as I always use, and it seems to work pretty good for me. So I don't know why I would need to change it. I just like this effect, with the oils. It creates a nice weathering combined with a panel line wash. Let me just turn the camera off again so you see natural light. I think there you can see it a little bit nicer, just natural light without the cameras kind of shining on it. And then the underneath. The other side. Cool. So put the camera light back on. So that is it for this week. I'll come back in the next part when I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I guess I've got to go through the box and figure out what's left to do. We've got plenty of stuff. We've still got the seat. We've got the exhaust nozzles. We've got all the doors. We've got all the weapons, all the pylons. Tons of stuff left to do. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do next, but I'll figure it out, and I'll be back next time in 2 or 3 weeks or so. So thanks for watching. As always, please consider subscribing. It's totally free, doesn't cost anything, and you can get alerts when my latest videos go up. And obviously this isn't the only build series we're doing a ton of other stuff as well, working on. So thanks as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.